Hi, I'm Don,
And I'm Bo.
and we're gonna pick this up. Warhammer 40k. We talked a bunch of shit.
The foundation of the 40k universe.
Yeah, a bunch of shit.
Bunch of shit.
It's a story of shit. That's a great story. It's a story of shit.
Shakespeare should have written such a tragedy. Really.
You know, I would watch a documentary about about sanitary sewers. In fact, I probably have. I would watch a documentary about how hive cities deal with their shit.
Probably eradication, like just.
Yeah,
like
I mean, like
disintegration.
there's a bunch of civilizations of mutants that have built lovely lives before they were declared aberrant and purged. But we're not quite. Life isn't quite that shitty. We're still in hopeful mode. We left off. Great Crusade. Orcs have been defeated somehow.
Yeah,
I think all the Emperor was there.
the Emperor put his sword down because he didn't have to fight anymore. And now the story of this entire universe becomes the story of one man, one Astartes,
Yep.
one Horus Lupercal,
Primarch.
one Primarch,
The favored son of the Emperor.
the absolute favorite. Except it's actually Sanguinius, but the actual favorite.
And a lot of people have like robot girly man had a few issues. He's the administrator. He's the big guy of the Ultramarines, everyone's favorite legion. But he wanted that job. He would have been a good war master.
Guilliman. We're talking about Guilliman.
Yeah, Guilliman. Yeah. Girly man.
Girly man.
And but Horus, he said, he went to Sanguinius. Everyone loves you. You would have been a good one. No, you've got something, man. Horus, you have something. You have something even I lack. You're perfect for this job. There are people, everyone respects you. Even the people who don't really like that you're in charge will know why you were put in charge.
If the sons, the Thousand Sons are the most feared, and if the wolves are the most hated, if the Thousand Sons are the most hated and the wolves are the most feared, the lunar wolves are the most respected and loved universally.
And a lot of that comes down to Horus just always being there because he was the first one found. So every time the Emperor shows up, if your first meeting with the Emperor goes awry, you can talk to Horus. He's like mom.
Mm-hmm.
Dad says no, ask mom. Emperor says no, ask Horus. And he, even if he doesn't give you a good answer, he'll at least be diplomatic. And that's one thing he has. He can be diplomatic.
Because he genuinely loves all 19 of his brothers.
Yes. And he loves the Astartes. He doesn't just see them as tools the way the Emperor kind of seems to.
Mm-hmm.
He the bonds of affection, that's not just poetry. He really means it. And he takes that same when his children call him their father, he takes that seriously. And we see that.
It feeds his affection the way it feeds in the Thousand Sons Magnus's ego.
Yeah.
It's basically he's everything bad about the other Primarchs turned good.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Or even the Emperor, if you want to get into it. He is the ideal father figure for the Astartes. And the book Horus Rising was my first entrance to when I finally decided, the Chaos Space Marine Raptors wasn't just, I can't dismiss this thing. It's obviously huge. It's obvious. Abnett is a great author, and this is a good book of his. Not his best, but it's good.
The Black Library employs fantastic writers, which I think is a very big credit. These are legitimately good novels.
Yeah. And when I realized that the entire setting was basically just making fun of Margaret Thatcher, you kind of have to. Margaret Thatcher. She's the biggest and the strongest. Gork and Mork.
Oh, Tories, you ready to take this one down, eh?
Go take down the NHS. That's for Gretchen's. I'm a knob. Okay.
Games Workshop is UK based.
Yeah. The soccer hooligans are the best. Okay. All right. Let me get back in the headspace. Horus Rising. Horus Rising starts off amazingly. If this is your first introduction to the series, it mindfucks you a little bit. It starts off in the vastness of space. There is a star system, a yellow sun. On the third planet from this sun, there is life, human life. It is ruled over wisely and justly by an emperor, unquestioned. But now, there's more people coming in. Spaceships. From a lost vestige of humanity. It is a time of great joy. The commander of this of this war fleet is overjoyed. We're finally back together after the long night. These lost cousins of ours, we finally found our way home. They send a dignitary out to meet the emperor, and the emperor kills him over an interesting miscommunication because apparently this emissary was talking about another emperor. And you can't just let this murder of an emissary go unpunished. A strike team of Luna Wolves is sent to deal with this pretender emperor. This is not Earth. It took me a few minutes to gather that this is not Earth, but it might as well be. And that's one of the great things. Like in Warhammer 40k, we could just be a lost colony that is getting its shit back together.
Right.
Like in Xenogears, where evolution actually is alive.
Oh, yeah. I promise we'll do Xenogears one day, because Xenogears is kind of becoming our new 40k, where we talk about it all the time.
We're constantly referencing it.
Yeah.
Anyway, the main character of this novel is Loken, Gavriel Loken, and he leads the 10th company of the Luna Wolves, Horus's Legion. And he and Abaddon and all the others are like, I bet I get to the Emperor before you. I mean, quote unquote, Emperor. And he does. There's a bunch of really cool, like, there's bolter porn. There's cool fights. Mm-hmm. But this Emperor has at his disposal some camo suits. And his guards put that to very good use. There are no space marines here. There's no roided up super soldiers. It's just people loyal to their emperor fighting to defend their world from who the fuck knows comes out of some mysterious force showed up, demanded compliance, and they resisted. And eventually they kill all these camo elite guards at great cost. And Gavriel Loken comes face to face with some just old man looking out, watching his world burn. And this old man is just saying, hey, so I guess you're here to kill me. Or you could surrender. You could just surrender the world. I can't. Are you in charge? No, I'm not in charge. Find me the person who's in charge. I'll surrender to him. I can't do that. And then he looks over and he's just some broken old man. Will you not allow me that respect? And they're like, okay. So he calls Horus. And then he says, okay, Horus is coming. He's going to explain everything. And then the old man just kind of looks back outside. And then Loken puts some things together. This is a big room. He's asking for the leader of the invasion force to come to this room, and invisible people are a thing. So he looks off to the side and he sees a throne, a highly technological throne. Okay, is this Earth? I knew a little bit too much about Warhammer 40k going in to see the parallels, but okay. He sees this throne and suddenly he gets wrecked by a force field because this was a trap. This guy's gambit. That wasn't the Emperor. The Emperor is cloaked and he's pulling out all the stops. And right when all the Luna Wolves look like they're about to be wiped out by this invisible Emperor, a flash of light, somebody breaks through the window, and there's an explosion, and you see Horus, resplendent in glory, standing over the smoking ruins of what is apparently the Emperor of this world.
The Primarchs, by the way, are described in the novels and all the fluff and all the lore as it is resplendent.
Yes.
To set your eyes upon them.
If you see them, you're going to feel fear or awe or both.
It is to see one of the angels ascend. They're the children of God.
In this case, because they're made of warp stuff, but they were made to save as servants of humanity. And if they're still bound to that, they're angels.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
In this atheist mythology.
Right. So
they're not angels. It's very important.
Right.
You will be shot.
You will be shot.
You will be shot. In this case, anyway. But yeah. Anyway, Horus pats him on the back, like, "You did good, son. You did good. This world's gonna be compliant, and we're gonna. I know this is terrible. I didn't want this. I wish this could have happened peacefully, but we're gonna make it worth their while. We're gonna build a better world for them." Because he's still Horus. He still believes in the Emperor. He still believes in the Great Crusade. He doesn't like this, and he really tried to avoid it. He actually, he's like, "Oh, man, I hate to do this." Revving up the chainsaw. It's not like the gore porn in a zombie novel where, like, "Oh, I hate to kill these hippies."
Right.
No. Oh, yeah, you really hate that. But Horus really does. And he made a legitimate good faith effort to avoid it. But that Emperor wasn't going to stand down, and his operating orders is to not leave these little pockets of humanity open to influence by X that we shall not talk about.
No one talks about.
You can't talk about Voldemort.
Are the other two dead at this point?
Let's just assume for the two Primarchs are dead. The lost Primarchs. But Gabriel Loken says, "Yeah, I did reach the Emperor, but this planet is not completely pacified, so I'd like to stick around for a little bit longer to make sure that the transition of power goes peacefully." And you know what? Okay, Horus, like, "You know what, Gabriel Loken, I was ready to leave. Take all your brothers in the Legion. They're ready to go off on another campaign. But you're right. You need to correct us. When we step out of line, we need someone willing to tell us we're wrong. I respect that about you." And this is a part of the novel where the Emperor is on Earth, and he's not giving out direct orders anymore. And Horus is kind of grappling with that. He's still kind of new to his role.
He's already been named War Master.
He's been named War Master, but he's still new to it. But now he's being given a bunch of reinforcements, but not the traditional reinforcements he wants. Not new Space Marines, not even new soldiers, remembrancers, liberals, journalists, the lying media, and poets. And they're going down to this world to catalog it. They want to know what this world was. They want to know what they got up to. The tech priests are here for the technology. Remembrances are here for the culture. Not to praise it, but to offer it the respect and death that it deserves and help them become one with the Imperium. And Gabriel Loken starts talking with Euphrates Keeler, I believe her name is. And she is a remembrancer, and she's basically just interviewing him about the Emperor he met down there. And Loken, at first, he's got the stereotypical, they didn't let us win.
Right.
From Rambo, like, "Oh, what do you liberals know of honor?" And then Euphrates Keeler, like, "Look, I just want to know what happened." "Okay, I guess that's actually really reasonable. I don't know why I have this impulse to hate you." It's almost like, oh yeah. Anyway, he actually develops something of a kinship with Euphrates because she just wants to know, and that's her job, to know and remember.
Just as
it's in the name.
Right, just as it's his job.
This is her way of serving the Empire. And there's another cool character in this, and he's a poet. A drunk poet who is just on the streets of this occupied world that hates his ass. This is one of those guys who came from the stars, and now he's taking pictures of all our resistance graffiti.
Right.
The raised fist, "Our empire will rise again."
He's the one selling Che Guevara shirts.
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, this is such a cool culture." Click, 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 click. "Hey, here's some imperial currency. Can I have some beer?" "Go fuck yourself."
Right.
Like, "I like you." That's the spark.
That's the fire I expect.
Yeah. And then but then he actually does kind of grow to respect this planet. Like, this empire lasted through some really dark times. A lot of planets, one guy was a little lonely at night, and he started imagining, he started exploring his fantasies, and next thing he knows, he's a greater bloodthirster, and the world just ends. But this planet didn't have that happen. They survived. That's remarkable. And from the very minute we showed up, these people thought this was going to last forever. Everything was forever until it was no more, as the famous post-Soviet novel was. Like,
right.
Everything was forever until it was no more.
And that's a theme covered in almost every book of the Horus Heresy series.
The Empire is great. It's going to keep expanding, and we're going to win this. We're going to win this. We're on the cusp of something amazing. Nothing can possibly go wrong.
And Remembrancer characters in these novels are almost always the ones that sort of become cognizant of this before anyone else.
Because they don't have that strength of the Astartes. They can't kill... They know human weakness.
The Astartes do not.
Yeah.
So when the Astartes is like, oh, the word of the Emperor is the word of truth.
Yeah.
There's no, like, why would... He's super strong. I'm super strong. I respect that. You write in your little homo books all day. That ain't strong.
So this poet is getting drunker and more angry because he sees the tragedy that has befallen this world. Like, as far as these people were concerned, this empire they had was going to last forever, and now we wrecked it. That's going to happen to us. Everything ends, and he starts ranting about that. And then the Imperial Guard's like, oh, thank God we found you. It's dangerous for you to be out here at night. Oh, what's the matter? It's all gonna go to shit. Everything does. Yeah, you better take that back, son. I'll kneel for the flag to show how fucked we are if we don't take immediate... oh, well, this motherfucker's not standing for the Aquila. So they kick his ass till he's almost dead, until the commissar shows up. Stop.
What's all this then?
What's all this? Oh, bucks.
What are you lot into?
Fortunately, he gets his ass saved because he has some friends in high places. Look, this guy is really... I know he's not the easiest to get along with, but he does sell a lot. He's good at what he does. So he hangs out with Euphrates Keylor, or whatever. I can't remember.
Right.
But... And these are the human characters giving their perspective. But Loken, he gets sent back down. He wanted to finish the job. There's guerrillas out in the hills. And it would take the Guard a long time to wrap these guys up because there are guerrillas in the hills. Space Marines, just send 6 of them. They can wreck them.
Right.
That's exactly what happens because, like, you see Imperial Guard, like, okay, there's only one way across this mountain range, and it's on this bridge. They have, it's wide open. We can't advance with armor because they have anti-armor. The terrain is just bullshit. They have tunnels. Apparently, there's like an ancient temple complex here. It's not good. Anyway, every time we advance, we get made mincemeat of. We can take them down, but it'd take a long time. And the Space Marines, of course, these poor bastards don't have anything that can dent a Space Marine's armor, so they just walk across the bridge. Mm-hmm. And the Imperial Guard, like, we spent 2 months and 10 million lives, and this could have been happening. And they walk into this complex and just kill all the rebels, except for a few. Deep in the heartland, there is some bunch of people who are just like chanting something, some half-remembered god from this planet's ancient history, and there's some weird thing going on the Vox traffic. Some guy named Samus just keeps saying, I am Samus, fear me. Or despair. I am Samus, despair. Like, could someone get this Joker off my fucking headset? He's making everyone nervous. And of course, all the like Euphrates Keylor is there. She's like, "Hey, it sounds like the shooting has stopped. The screaming is still there, but that's probably just the wounded. We could probably go up there and take pictures, right? Yeah, I guess. Yeah." So she follows them up like April O'Neil. And like right when the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are wrapping up the last of the Foot Clan up here, one of them goes missing. And
one of the Astartes.
One of the Astartes, yeah. Sorry, not the Ninja Turtles. I'll stop that. Leonardo, what are you doing? Status report, brother. Okay, now we're gonna have another after Xenogears Ninja Turtles, but okay, yeah. So Loken's like, brother, report. It's beautiful. What? We're Space Marines. We do not see beauty except in the blood of our enemies.
That's a literal thing, too.
Yeah. So he's like, okay, I'm coming to you. You show me what's so beautiful. And then he sees the Space Marine just looking at a little trickle of waterfall coming down from a cave. And he's like, don't you see it, brother? No, I don't. It's water. There's a lot of that. In fact,
I like that Logan has become this like he's the soldier from TF2.
Yeah, I don't see it. Like, and then like one of his other brothers, like, hey, what's going on? We're checking out the waterfall, huh? Yeah, apparently it's just beautiful. Don't you see it? No, I don't really see it. Dude, what do you see? And he turns around laughing, and he blows off the guy next to Loken's face. And Loken's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Starts revving up his power sword.
Stand down, brother.
Yep. And then this guy keeps laughing and fighting him, and Loken's like, "Well, okay, I know I'm tougher than you." And he does the little punch thing. Unfortunately, this guy's a lot stronger than he should be. In fact, he's stronger than any Astartes. And Loken only survives because he gets lucky and manages to run this guy through as he's charging him. And at first, it's like, what the fuck just happened? Because Astartes do not kill Astartes.
That's a hard rule.
Ape does not kill ape.
Yes, that is a hard rule unless the Emperor tells Russ.
Yeah. But for all intents and purposes,
yes,
Astartes do not kill Astartes. And he just witnessed that happen, and he just did it himself. He's kind of messed up about it. Euphrates Keeler hears this commotion. She didn't see it. But she's like, what the hell's going on? I thought the fighting was stopped. And then she gets like Vox traffic, like, tell them all to keep back. Keep everyone back. Tell Horus to get down here.
And that's Logan.
That's Logan, yeah. Like, I want a perimeter. I don't want anyone to touch anything. I need Horus now.
Dad!
something's weird. And then like one of Loken's human partners, basically a mentor, who has access to ancient history. And he's like, hey, you, what happened? I don't know. He just went crazy? He wasn't acting like himself. Yeah, but he was stronger than anything I've ever seen. I don't have any answers, man. Is he dead? Yeah, I ran him right through. I watched the life go out of his eyes. Well, he's moving. And then Loken looks back around, and this fucking corpse is growing a muzzle and fangs, lifting himself up off the ground with the hole still inside him. And at this point, Loken and all the other Space Marines just start shooting.
Right.
And it's not doing any good. This thing is growing stronger. The armor's ripping apart beneath the weird bullshit that's happening, and Loken is just going blah 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 blah. Hamina. Like, oh shit, get the fuck out of here.
It's like when you first encounter the flood in Halo.
Yeah.
Like that feeling. Yeah.
Euphrates Keeler hears all this, and she's walking towards the commotion, and then this possessed Marine, because we know what's going on here, tears ass down the hallway, and everyone's like, oh shit, everyone look out. And Euphrates like she has her camera out, and she's like taking pictures with the flash so you can see the dark corridor, and she catches just the barest glimpse of that thing and kind of goes crazy. Not crazy, just kind of goes catatonic and like, what the fuck.
Right.
And they do finally manage to corner this thing and just tear it down with a bunch of firepower. And everyone just kind of kneels down, and somebody on the box says, like, so is it over? Did you kill the rebels? Can we come in? No one comes in here.
Except Dad!
Yeah.
Get Dad down
So
here.
Horus comes down, he puts his hand on his shoulder, like, you did the right thing. So what the fuck was that? That wasn't your brother? That was Look, there's something we know about this. The Emperor knows about this. We have plans in place. You know how we use the warp, and you know how we can't. If the Geller fields go down, bad things happen. This is one thing that happens. These are not gods. They're just forces of nature like anything else that we can't explain right now. I mean, it used to be people looked at tornadoes and assumed there was a god doing it.
So this is Horus basically
laying out
Loken not to worry.
The official party line on what the fuck just happened.
Right. The need to know basis of the ruinous powers.
This was something like, this is not, look, don't look too much into this. This is a terrible thing. It happens sometimes. We know about it. We're going to figure out how to stop it.
Our best men are working on this.
Yeah, we have top men working on this. Look, just because we can't explain it doesn't mean there's gods. basically.
Just Loken, listen to me. There's no God.
There are no gods or demons. This is just the official party line is your brother. You took casualties in suppressing the rebels. That's our party line. That's what we're gonna say happened here. It's sad, but hell, it happens. This is war. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about it. What about Euphrates Keeler? She saw it. We'll talk to her too. And that other old guy that hangs out with you, yeah, we'll talk to him. And Loken goes back home, and he doesn't talk about it. He keeps to his word.
To the Lunar Wolves.
To the other Lunar Wolves, yeah, like Abaddon, the little Horus, all the other captains, and he gets accepted into Horus's inner circle because he's proven himself, and he actually had a personal recommendation from Rogel Dorn because Rogel Dorn's like, listen, this guy, Horus, you need people who disagree with you. Like, that's going to be your job. Whenever you see something that can go wrong, you say, hey, this can go wrong. You need to speak up.
Because Horus is not the kind of Primarch that likes yes men.
Yeah.
Magnus is. But Horus is a very pragmatic Primarch.
And Horus is not just a Primarch in charge of a legion. He's in charge of an entire war effort. He needs someone to correct him. And that's Loken's job. So, after this plan has finally been pacified. So they're going off because they've just gotten a distress signal from the Blood Angels. They've landed on a planet apparently unoccupied, but then some weird bugs started showing up. And it's just a few. They're tough bastards, but we can take care of them. Okay, there's a lot of these bastards, but we can take care of them. Damn, there are a lot of these bastards. But we can take... help. It would help. It would we'd really appreciate.
Hey man, it's been a while since I've seen you.
You gotta check this out. If you could find Sanguinius and get him here, I'd really like to talk to him. And then the last transmission they got was this planet is murder.
Right. It's reading the diaries in Resident Evil 2.
Yeah. Itchy. Tasty. Anyway, Blood Angels put out this call for help, and Horus is like, okay, we got some interesting readings from this star system which indicate there could be life there, maybe human, or maybe some aliens that will not just accept a vassal state and will need to be purged. Maybe
were they doing that in the Great Crusade?
I believe so. At the very beginning, if an alien race was not a threat, but during the course of the events of the heresy, it became obvious that anything that you can't control is a threat to corruption, so they had to be purged. But I do believe that was the case, at least for a while in the Great Crusade. But anyway, Horus asks his Mournival what they should be doing, and Loken says, look, Battle Brothers are in trouble. Our brothers and Sanguinius' Legion are in trouble. Let's go help them. So they respond to this distress call, and somebody else responds to this distress call. Some of the Emperor's children. Fulgrim's boys.
Oh, Fulgrim's boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they show up like a little scouting detachment to figure out what's going on, and they find some barges from the Blood Angels in orbit. Like, yeah, we sent everyone down piecemeal. They all just kind of stopped coming back. Did you not think to stop sending them down? No, they kept saying we got this. I assume they did.
It's not my job to ask questions,
They're
sir.
fucking space marines.
Right.
You go to, you wouldn't know. You ever told Sanguinius to go fuck himself? I didn't think so. So Eidolon, Eidolon, captain of the Emperor's children, we'll show these Blood Angels how it's done. And then Saul Tarvitz, who is like a second in command, not really second in command, but one of the guys beneath him, got reasonable head on his shoulders. And Lucius, a douchebag who just hunts lusts for glory. Saul Tarvitz is like saying, dude, maybe we should wait. There's the sons of the Luna Wolves are coming. Why don't we just wait for them to show up and then go down there together, or at least maybe like figure out what's going on? Because there's a bunch of storms here. We can't communicate with the surface. We don't know what's going on down there. Oh, fuck it. Clendathu drop. And it's literally just a Clendathu drop. You drop into a planet, and there's all the space marines are like, hey, sorry. What do I gotta do to get out of this chicken shit outfit?
We're going in on the first wave. Means more bugs for us to kill.
So they get down into a big forest with a bunch of really tall grass, and a bunch of mega arachnids start coming out of the grass and killing the space marines really fast. Like every time they attack, they lose someone. And they're like, okay, as long as they don't do this like 25 more times, we're okay. All right, they did this 23 times, we're not okay.
Right.
So right when it looks like they're about to be wiped out, Salt Harvest says, you know what, fuck this giant tree, because they got the Blood Angels all impaled on the tree like little trophies. Like these bugs are intelligent after a fashion. And Salt Harvest just throws all the explosives on this tree, and when the tree goes down, the storm abates. And that opens up communications with the outside world. Sons of Horus the Luna Wolves, are out there, and they send in reinforcements to bail them out and get them out of the planet. And Horus and Sanguinius have both shown up. And Horus is like, okay, so you just kind of kept going piecemeal, right? That's what happened? Yep. Well, that was very, very brave of you. Because Horus is diplomatic. He's the war master. He can't afford to make enemies.
Right.
So Abaddon shows up. That was really fucking stupid. Eidolon, you fuck. Why aren't you yelling at the Blood Angels? Because they're all dead. And then Loken is like, yeah, guys, God, you gotta do better. You gotta do better. Like I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna talk to Horus, and he's gonna tell Fulgrim there was nothing else you could have done. He's gonna do you a solid. You better appreciate what Horus is doing for you, buddy. And it was like, okay. And Saltar was like, I told him it would happen. So Horus is like, okay, so you blew up a tree and the storm stopped happening, right? Okay, so if since we can't just leave a bunch of hyper intelligent space bugs hanging around, I guess we gotta deal with this now. I guess we're gonna go down there and burn some trees. And so they do. They burn a bunch of trees, the storms abate, and the war for this planet is very, very bloody. Because the mega arachnids are seemingly without number, and it's just Starship Troopers.
And there's no real prize on this planet, if I remember.
No, it's just a planet. They
stumbled upon it, and now they have to deal with it.
Yeah, and there was some signs of technology apart from the trees that cause storms. Beacons, and the starship captain of the Blood Angels, like, oh yeah, the beacons don't say anything. They're beacons. They were put there by something. Mm-hmm. They're sending a continuous signal. Yeah, but they don't conform to any mathematic language. Well, what about a non-mathematic language? There's clearly a pattern here. Like Horus is like,
right.
God, I'm surrounded by fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Look, get someone to look at this thing for more than 5 minutes and get back with me on what it says. And right in the middle of the war for this world, when it looks like it's about halfway conquered, a bunch of spaceships enter the system. And Horus is like, report. Are these other megarachnids? Do these things have starships? They're not Imperial. But they're speaking something that sounds like Gothic. And they're like, and then they come in over the radio in a very weird cadence, almost harmonic, but very human voice. They ask, what the fuck are you guys doing? Did you not see our do not enter signs? This is my favorite part of the book. This is where you meet the Interrex civilization. This isn't just one of those cut-off cousins of humanity on one world. It's an empire unto itself. And this Interrex civilization are just humans. And they are overjoyed to see the children of humanity from Terra, their home world, in the neighborhood. Like, okay, this is a misunderstanding. You didn't understand our beacons. We get that. And we'd love to establish relations with you. Unfortunately, the Empire doesn't just want, an alliance with other humans. They need compliance.
Right. And
the Interrex have a very interesting way of dealing with the threats of the world. The megarachnids, that wasn't their home world. That was a nature preserve the Interrex put them on. because the Indirects found them and they had spaceships. They were the Arachni from Mass Effect.
Right.
And they were put there because, well, it's wrong to just genocide alien races. As long as we took away their technology, we put them there because there may be scientific value to them, and we put up beacons saying, do not enter Murder Planet. And, like, okay, we don't know why you entered Murder Planet, but we understand. Like, okay, there's cultural differences. By the way, we can't help but notice that your leader goes by the title of War Master, and we're a little off-put by this. Like, why? I don't know why you have a problem with that, you pansies. Like, look, man, we can kick your ass 3 ways to Sunday. We don't have Space Marines. We can do it. Like, oh, yeah, I'm sure you could. You use bows and arrows. Yeah, we use bows and arrows, and we have robot centaur bodies. And then, like, the Space Marines, like, oh, look at those. Those must be another cousin of humanity, and those in that power armor of theirs. They're a little squat, and they're solid. I bet they put up a good fight. I'd like to meet those guys without their mask. Oh, you want to see them without their mask? They're not human. They're an alien species that is a client race of the Interrex civilization. Because these humans do not destroy alien races. They just make them compliant the same way the Empire does with other humans.
Right.
Apparently, these aliens were on the decline when the Interrex found them. Apparently, they were worshiping chaos, and they stamped that out and basically enforced their imperial truth.
It's
on
strange.
them.
It's almost as if Horus has come face to face with a civilization that's doing all the things his wants to do.
Yeah,
but better.
And Horus is very fascinated by this. He looks at them and he sees the Empire as he wants it to be.
Yes,
but he can't talk to Dad right now because the standing orders are these people are out of imperial compliance. Kill them. And Horus sees that as a terrible waste because these people are more technologically advanced than the Empire. They also have found a way to coexist with aliens without sacrificing autonomy or their own security.
Without giving into chaos.
Yeah. And he wants to figure out what their deal is and find some way to accommodate them. But the Interrex, because their first encounter with the Imperium is going to Murder Planet for no reason and killing a bunch of bugs for no reason, even though they were losing a bunch of their own people in the process, and their leader is called the War Master, they assume Horus is already chaos. They think the Imperium of Man is a chaos warband. From their perspective, the Imperium of Man is crazy and stupid and corrupted and trying to destroy them, which is why they're always like being like, yeah, we're not going to make any binding contracts with you guys until we get some more.
You know what? I need to go talk to the missus. I need to talk to the wife before I sign anything. I just feel more, you know what? I'd feel more comfortable exchange insurance information.
Yeah. Look, I'm sorry we bumped into each other like this, but look, just give us some time. And Horus goes to this planet with Loken and his Mournival, along with some guy named Erebus, who was just hanging around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Erebus. That's just nice. I bet he's a nice guy. And Loken has a really cool moment. He's just like, he's off duty. He's on duty. He's a space marine.
Right.
He's there to guard Horus, and he's hanging out in this museum of ancient weaponry.
And where are they again?
On a planet of the Interrex civilization.
Okay.
It's not their home planet.
Right.
It's one of their colonies. And one of the guards with a lance, a very powerful laser lance, walks up and he sees Loken, a towering space marine. This guy's just normal human. He's utterly confident he can kick the space marine's ass with his technology and combat know-how. And he's like, okay, we're both guards. Maybe we can shoot the shit, talk shop. And Loken is looking at this ancient book from ancient Interrex history, from their earliest colonization days, and it's open to a page talking about chaos and what it is. Loken has seen chaos, and that's something he can't really talk about.
So while the Imperium has a gag order on chaos, they don't have a name for it right now.
Interrex, this is
an accepted
common knowledge
phenomenon.
And the guard here says something really interesting. Look, there's things in this universe we can't control. We just need to understand the threat as best we can and deal with it for as long as we can. There's no winning, but we can survive. And right when it looks like, and Loken is expressing absolute innocence here, like, demons, warp. And this guard starts laughing. Like, I'm sorry, dude. I don't mean to offend you, but we were so convinced that you were demons in disguise trying to kill us. We had no idea you had this childlike innocence about you. I'm gonna give my ambassador a call. We're gonna sign an alliance right the fuck now. It's just so good to see you guys again. And right at that moment, someone at a museum on the other side of the city steals something and burns the museum down. And the guard says, "Okay, Loken, I'm gonna need to ask you to turn your bolter in. One of your people just attacked us." That's not gonna happen, buddy.
Oh.
Where's Erebus, by the way? So Horus is having dinner with the ambassador at his dining hall when this happens, and the ambassador
and you call this Salisbury steak? That's so interesting.
Yes, I can't wait to learn more about our long lost brother. You son of a bitch! We specifically told you that sword was chaos tainted, and there's a reason we locked it away.
And Horus is just like, what?
What? I didn't do anything. But if you think I'm going to surrender, you got another thing coming.
Listen, I didn't do anything, and I understand that if I gave you my rifle,
yeah,
that everything could be worked out eventually.
So every Interrex guard in the city attacks every Horus guard in the city. Horus makes a fighting retreat to his drop ship to escape back to his fleet, and all the while he's saying, "No, guys, we have to stop. I can talk this out. We can still salvage this. We have to salvage this. There's so much here that we could benefit from if we could just figure this out." And then Abaddon's like, nope. Yeah, we tried. You did your best. We give up now. We have to kill them all. Abaddon's been saying this from the very beginning. The very first minute he realized that these people were keeping aliens and humans as partners, he wanted them dead. And Horus is finally like, okay, I guess I didn't want this, but god damn it, we're gonna figure out what happened here, and they don't.
Right.
They
leave without Erebus, I'm assuming.
Erebus leaves with them. He's not known. They don't know who did this.
Oh, okay.
It's still a mystery who set it on fire. Abaddon's saying it's a false flag, man. False flag. They set that fire themselves.
They did this to take our bolters from us.
It was
They did this to put the lamestream media against bolters.
So they all go back, and now the Empire is gearing up for war with this very progressive human civilization who seems to have their shit entirely in order. And meanwhile, Erebus is putting away this sword that is tainted by chaos, and apparently if you say the name of someone and strike them with it, it will kill them. And he puts this away for future reference. So
that's excellent foreshadowing.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was the origin of that.
And
we'll get to that.
The Kinnebrek, it was made by those aliens that the Interrex were keeping as pets. Not really pets, they were partners. But they were so corrupted by chaos when the Interrex found them, they killed all the chaos worshippers among them and enforced atheism. They enforced proper Soviet atheism. Centaur bodies, very strong.
So they were what would happen if Lenin stayed the way he was in the 20s.
Yeah, like if they
and not died.
Yeah, just keep the NEP going for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And then God Emperor Stalin left standing orders. No more Lenin. He did his job. Can't have Kinnebrek. Only Uzbeks.
Okay, so at this point, the Imperium is going to war with this hyper peaceful, awesome civilization.
Yeah, and it's just the ultimate tragedy. Again, a tragedy amongst a sea of tragedies. Mm-hmm. And Horus is very affected by this. And he's also a little bit miffed because the Emperor has also... The journalists were one thing. The liberal pansies, that was one thing. They at least serve a purpose. But now he's sending taxmen out there to all the conquered worlds and human administrators, not Space Marine, humans, as if this is a world for humanity and not Space Marines.
That's another theme is that shows up a lot in the novels of the Horus Heresy is Astartes asking, where do we fit in with peace?
Yeah.
And it's like It's the dream of Big Boss.
Mm-hmm.
What a soldier's job is to make a world where soldiers aren't needed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it started. We're starting to really get into the meat of 40k here.
This is where we first see that Horus, as much as he loves, as diplomatic and cool as Horus is, we're seeing where the wedge is. We're seeing where things are going. Where he's just seen his dad's policy of compliance run headlong into proof that isn't necessary, and he's and now he's having his own authority undermined by these high lords on Terra, just mere mortals. And we're about to see if he's a mature enough man to accept that a position of something other than absolute worship. Ironic, I know. But he goes to this little piece of shit planet called Davin, and apparently there's a chaos cult there. And some motherfucker stabs him with that fucking sword after whispering his name to it lovingly like a lover. And he can't heal from it because of the chaos taint. And, of course, Erebus, being fucking Erebus, is like, you guys could send him to this sweat lodge over here. It has there's a bunch of healers there. And Abaddon's like, yeah, we can't lose Horus, man. He's the best. I had my doubts. I thought he was gonna go liberal on us and with that Interact shit, but he proved us wrong.
He killed him.
At the end of the day, he lowered taxes. And what more can we want? You send Horus to the sweat lodge, and he has visions of a terrifying future where the Emperor is worshipped as a god. Ultimate hypocrisy, really. And of course, he's forgotten. That's terrifying. That's I gotta stop this from happening. I don't know. I've seen a vision of the future. I'm gonna stop this terrible future from happening. Dramatic irony.
Right. So basically, chaos lets him see exactly
the future he makes.
The future he makes.
Yeah. And Magnus, his brother, best of bros, says, "Hey, they're gonna show you things to trick you. You're being tested right now. Just say, get thee behind me."
Magnus,
chaos.
By the way, not that the Emperor's conscious that Magnus has, but Magnus has at this point, as we discussed in the last one, has experience with chaos.
Yes.
He has dealt with them before, and he is fully convinced. I didn't mention this, but Magnus is fully convinced that he played them.
Yeah.
That's Magnus's game. All I had to do was give you my eye. Are you kidding? And in Magnus speaking to his most trusted lieutenant, Azek Araman, he's always stating, "I know how to deal with these things, Azek. Yeah. You don't need to know about them." God, it really missed me that Dad won't tell me about this stuff. But Azek, you don't need to know about it. But
the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon.
Exactly. So Magnus speaking to Horus about this, it's still the center of Magnus is hubris.
Yeah.
So it is his hubris speaking. It's like, look, we don't actually have to deal with this. You just need to understand that they're a lie. I understand these things.
Yeah.
Horus, I get it. Okay. It's interesting that you bring that up. And Magnus is like, okay, so I'll see you later, bro. They do the hug thing,
mm-hmm.
the pat on the back, and he's like, hey, you know what? You see Mortarion tell him he owes me $20. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Son of a bitch.
Ooh, is Russ over there? I'm gonna walk around.
So, unfortunately, Magnus is not successful. Horus is just so...
Horus knows what he saw.
Yeah, and all his fears have been validated.
Exactly, because it isn't just the vision. It's Horus has been seeing his father's ideals fail. And mostly because the Emperor does not say, Horus, listen to me. This is why I'm having you do these things.
Yeah.
Instead, the Emperor is like, listen to me, Horus. This is the way things have to be. And if I find out you're disobeying the Lords of Terra one more time...
Mm-hmm.
That's your stepmother, Horus. You will listen to her, okay? and that's so Horus is he's 18 and life to go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. he's getting on his motorcycle and he's blowing this popsicle stand.
It's more of a Jagged Icons thing, but yeah, but yeah, now he is just in full heresy mode and he's starting to plan things, and I think we all know where that's going.
Now, does he actually contact the Ruinous Powers?
Yeah. He starts seeking them out, and he goes to Moloch, where the Emperor got his warp stuff, goes into the warp, and apparently stays there for basically infinity years, campaigning and gathering demonic allies.
So he's like, this chaos thing I've been hearing about. I am so desperate to stop my father.
Yeah.
I'm going to go.
But I'm going to use them.
Right. Because this is what my father's so scared of.
Yeah.
Right. So, and this is...
He basically gets powered up the same way, like, where he's basically the Emperor's equal, with warp energy anyway. And he's noticeably older when he comes out of the warp portal. Like, only seconds have passed, but apparently he's been in there for fucking millions of years. And Abaddon is a little bit uncomfortable with Horus palling up with chaos so much, but he's 100% behind the chance to unseat the Emperor and rise in power and make sure those goddamn liberal pansies do not take over. This is a world for warriors.
You can have my bolter when you take it from my cold day. Hey, you want to see my open carry permit? It's the Imperium Constitution, brother. That's my open carry permit.
Vote Drill for Congress. Getting things done for us. Man, Mike Sodrill, that was a long time ago. Wow.
Do you remember a political ad from we were kids where it was for Basler, for governor or something? And it was Basler sent jobs out of Indiana to Mexico. So I suppose if you're a Mexican voter, I'd be saying, and it was this really racist depiction of a Mexican person going, "Muchas gracias, Señor Basler," like sort of saying, and it was horrible. I mean, he would literally be...
I was a shithead when that came out, and I was like, whoa, that's going to make us look racist, guys.
I mean, in our
Look, guys, I'm no Democrat. You know me. But this is... If someone sees this, I don't know if I want to be associated with it. I'll still vote for you, but, you know.
I don't know what happened to Basler. I don't know if he still has a political career or not.
I don't know. That's what Wikipedia's for.
But if he does... you heard it on on first. It's over if you still have a political career. Rightfully so.
Look, when Basler realized he wanted to take down the sacred institutions of the greatest generation for the boomers, he leads them all to Isfahan 5 or Isfahan 3. Sorry, because there's some goddamn Republicans who still believe in Eisenhower. He's going to deal with them. They're not Barry Goldwater enough. Okay, I'm sorry.
So
Horus needs to get rid. He goes like Horus. He still has a lot of friends. A lot of Primarchs
and
really
he's still
look up
War
for him.
Master.
Yeah,
the Emperor doesn't know he did this.
Nobody's wise to this, but he's gathering some friends. Fulgrim, Mortarion,
and Fulgrim is seeks perfection. Fulgrim is perfect. So Fulgrim's like, why is this guy saying he's perfect?
Yeah.
I'm perfect.
Perfect.
And
Lorgar, of course.
And Mortarion hates Psychers.
Yeah, and the Emperor
hates Psychers.
is doing warp stuff.
So he gets Mortarion. Logar's like, Dad won't let me call him he's a god.
If he is the god that failed, I'm going to find another one.
Exactly.
I found 4. I'm just that cool.
You know what? Trading one god for 4. But Magnus, he doesn't go to Magnus.
No.
He doesn't go to Magnus.
He sees Magnus as a threat.
Exactly, because Magnus has seen these things. But Magnus is still 100%. Magnus is still, to this day in 40k, loyal to the Emperor. He feels that he is taking his just desserts. Interesting thing there. But so Horus gathers all these Primarchs that will become the Fallen Legions. Angron.
Not too hard of a sell.
You're right. He goes to him and he's like, hey, remember when Dad basically made you look like a bitch on your homeworld?
Yeah.
And Angron's like, I seem to recall a situation like...
You had me at the...
Is there Kalen?
And Alfarius Omegon, who the fuck knows what they're up to, but they join with Horus too.
And does that thing with Luther and the Lion happen already?
Yeah, it happened.
Does that happen during?
I think it happens during.
Okay, so...
Because Lion L. Johnson is trying to figure out what's going on. Some prissly little jackass says, I bet you don't know what's happening with your own legion. They're going to think you're chaos too. You might as well join us. Like, oh, fuck you. I'll show how loyal I am. I'm gonna kill everything. Or actually, I'll show you. I'll play both sides and see who wins. It depends on what author you like. But
so Horus has his plan together,
mm-hmm.
and he's going to take the fight to Dad and the brothers.
But first, he's got to do some house cleaning. So he says, "Hey, there's a bunch of fucking traitors on Isstvan 3. I've gathered all of the people from my legion and all these other legions. I trust you the most, quote unquote.
Right.
You go down there, you deal with these traitors, show me what you're made of. Loken, you're going to do great things down there, buddy." Like, okay, yeah. Like, look, Horus, I know we're kind of, I know things have been weird lately, but you're still my dad, and I still love you. But someone gets wise to this little plan. Nathaniel Garrow, I think, one of the Death Guard, one of Mortarian's boys, he gets wise to the fact that Horus is about to virus bomb the planet with all the loyalists down there. He figured out what's going on. He goes down there and warns them.
So Horus knew Logan wouldn't go with his plan.
Yeah,
that's why
he knew
on that planet.
Loken would stay loyal to the Emperor instead of him. And like, hey, it's a shame, but it's going to happen. He has to die. And so the people on the planet immediately like, well, shit. They immediately start going for like shelter, whatever shelter they can find. And at this point, Horus could still win this. He wants to wipe out all these people who would stay loyal as fast as he can, because he has a timetable to keep. He's got to deal with the loyalists in his legion, then he has to deal with all the straight up loyalist legions.
Right.
Unfortunately, Angron fucks this up because he sees battle down there and he's being withheld from it. This will not work. So he goes, Leroy Jenkins. Oh my God, he just went in. Oh shit. Can we just virus bomb the whole planet? No, Angron's down there. He's one of us. Horus, what's this rebellion about, if not good brotherhood? It's about... What is it about? Why are... okay, everyone go down there and fight a bloody, drawn-out war with the loyalists. This is exactly the thing I didn't want to happen, but I guess we're doing this. And Loken survives miraculously, along with a few others at first, and then like actual virus bombs and exterminatas happen after the fact, because the war takes so long that Horus just pulls everyone out and he does what he wanted to do in the first place. Loken somehow survives. He's just like walking along like insane. He thinks he's the only loyal person left in the galaxy, and he becomes... He does other stuff in this series, but it's not important right now, because now Horus is finally gathering he's calling all the other loyalist Primarchs and legions, like, guys, something bad's happening on Isstvan 5. Let's all get together and deal with it.
There are 2 legions I know for a fact that weren't called to Isstvan 5.
Oh shit, that's right.
The Suns and the Wolves.
I messed up.
Called.
The Eisenstein escapes from Isstvan 3 because they hold out for so long. And then they bring news to the Emperor of Horus's betrayal. Horus goes to Isstvan 5, and some of the traitors say, "Hey, let's go deal with Horus." I can't remember what. Oh God damn it! Now I can't remember.
Yeah,
but it might have been Lorgar. But it's like
basically, so one of the traitors with Horus,
is still
goes double traitor.
Is still technically with loyalists,
right? He's
still like, hey, let's deal with Horus. You go down there first. I'll come in and back you up,
right?
And then the backup starts shooting into the back of the loyalists, right. And you have the drop site massacre,
right?
And bad things just happen, and Ferrus Manus dies in this. Fulcrum kills him, and he kills him with a possessed blade with a Slaneshi demon inside. Mm-hmm. And when he sees his best bro, Ferrus Manus, die, he just loses himself and gets possessed by the demon. Apparently, he gets free of the demon's possession at some point, although that's up in the air at this point with the lore. And he becomes the Snake Prince dude.
So right now we're in the midst of it, and after that is when Horus makes a beeline for Daddy. No, he has to go through Sanguinius first.
Yeah.
Because Horus fights Sanguinius personally.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. Well, at this point, the Loyalist legions that went to Isfahan 5 are badly mauled. And the rest of the Loyalist legions are making a beeline for Earth because everyone knows that's where the final showdown's coming. Everyone's coming back. Everything's going like Ultramar and Guilliman's trying to get back, but at the same time he's trying to defend his territories.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's just kind of fighting each other in a big civil war. But at the end of the day, Rogel Dorn is back on Earth, and he's saying, "Everyone, get the fuck back here now." Because the traitors are coming.
The traitors are, because no matter what you're doing, these guys are making a beeline for Terra.
Yeah. And the Emperor is also dealing with something else. There's a reason he's not on the field.
And we will cover that in the next podcast, because that's my favorite part of the heresy.
Something just done broke in the throne room.
Basically, what's funny is what Horus is doing didn't ruin everything. It was salvageable. Something just happened in the throne room that ruined everything.
Yeah.
And we'll cover that in the next podcast because it's my absolute favorite part of the heresy. It's my favorite part of the lore.
And we're at an hour. We know the Siege of Terra is coming. There's no reason to dig into that now. Why don't we take a break? For us, anyway.
We'll take a break for us. We'll come back and we'll cover this in another podcast. You'll see us next week.
Yeah, we're gonna.
We can cover the Siege of Terra and the other what these other legions were doing.
Yeah.
If you want to see it next week, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Your phone will tell you when we're going live. Not live, but when this hits the World Wide Web. Don, excellent technology. Excellent technology.
Mm-hmm. Not heretical at all.
And non-heretical technology. You've got nothing to worry about.
I like this Voxcast.
So, I am Bo.
I am Don, and I swear that the reason we're still dressed the same as we were last week and the week before that, it's because we're doing this in a straight marathon.
We're finishing the year tonight. That's how much we love you guys.
Mm-hmm.